It's official. You could soon be forced to give your job to Muslims after what was just snuck in while Trump was overseas. And the habitual kook that is Alex Jones from InfoWars is once again right. And no, this time it's not about our tape water making frogs gay or anything of the sort. The UN has once again been proven to be working against the free world and our Judeo-Christian values. A very interesting document was found on the globalist United Nations website last week. The document tells about how the only way the Western world will be able to replenish its aging workforce is by bringing in dirty Muslim refugees. The document is written on an official letterhead from the Department of Economic and Social Affairs Population Division, and it lays out the substance and goal of the so-called study, which is titled, Replacement Migration, Is It a Solution to Declining and Aging Populations? Replacement migration. Is it a solution to declining and aging populations? United Nations projections indicate that over the next 50 years, the populations of virtually all countries of Europe as well as Japan will face population decline and population aging. The new challenges of declining and aging populations will require comprehensive reassessments of many established policies and programs, including those relating to international migration. Focusing on these two striking and critical population trends, the report considers replacement migration for 8 low-fertility countries: France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Republic of Korea, Russian Federation, United Kingdom and United States, and 2 regions, Europe and the European Union. Replacement migration refers to the international migration that a country would need to offset population decline and population aging resulting from low fertility and mortality rates. It's not a surprise to any of us at this point in time that the United Nations is working against us freedom-loving people. We have been seeing it for years now. The moment the UN thought it would be a good idea to install the nations of China and Cuba to the Human Rights Council, it became very clear what their true goal really is. My question is, why the United States still part of the scrap, and why are we funding it? The whole organization should move itself to the Middle East since they like those people so much. Daily Non-Parallel reports. The UN Population Fund, which has seen all funding cut by the Trump administration, says donors have committed $207 million to help expand family planning services and strengthen national health programs. But the agency, known as UNFPA, says it still needs $700 million for contraceptives and other family planning supplies for 2017 to 2020. International donors made the pledges Tuesday at the Family Planning Summit in London, but the total wasn't announced until late Thursday. The agency's acting executive director Natalia Kanem said in a statement that family planning is one of the smartest investments for countries because it allows women to choose whether or when to have children. They can stay in school longer, earn a degree and enter the workforce, ultimately making families, communities and nations thrive, she said. UNFPA said Friday it was allocated about $69 million for 2016 from the United States, including about $31 million for its overall budget and the remainder earmarked for specific programs. It received $75 million from the U.S. in 2015. But the Trump administration announced in April it was cutting all funding to the Population Fund, following through on campaign promises by President Donald Trump to let socially conservative policies determine the way the U.S. government operates and conducts itself in the world. Even though UNFPA does not support or provide abortions, the cut was widely viewed as a gesture to anti-abortion advocates and other conservative interests. The agency said $132.9 million of the funding pledged Tuesday will support its core budget, including enabling it to tackle emergencies quickly and provide sexual and reproductive health services to women and girls caught in humanitarian crises. Another $74.1 million will be invested in UNFPA supplies, a program which currently provides over 40% of donated contraceptives worldwide, reaching about 20 million women and young people each year. In 2016 alone, Contraceptives provided by UNFPA supplies helped avert about 7.1 million unintended pregnancies, 20,000 maternal deaths and 126,000 child deaths, the agency said. Arthur Erkin, UNFPA's Director of Communications and Strategic Partnerships, said Friday that while we still have a considerable gap in funding, it was a major step in the right direction, with developing countries stepping up to the plate. But he said without the $700 million needed for 2017 to 2020, the UNFPA supplies program could be forced to cut services, which will reduce the number of women and girls it can serve. Nice to see the UN finally having to beg for money from other sources to fund their globalist agenda. Under President Donald Trump, we Americans are no longer the world's piggy bank. Plus there is no need for us to fund an organization which is located on our soil but hates everything we in the land of Israel stand for. Enough with the United Nations and their blatant anti-Americanism and anti-Semitism. Leave already. Please share if you want the United Nations out of the U.S. soil. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.